segment. Another space that's doing well is the CV pack. So two-wheelers did well. CV has also done well. Vinod Aggarwal, MD and CEO at VC, RE commercial vehicle, now joins us from Eicher VC segment. So we understand that March sales saw good uptick in March. This is due to pre-buying before the price hike. If that is the case, how do you expect Q1 or the volumes to come after this price hike?
First of all, I don't agree with this concept of pre-buying. March always is strong, and March this time also is strong. And because there is always some additional benefits of buying in March. Additional benefit, additional depreciation people get. And then of course there is always some price increase which happens on 1st April. So therefore if someone has to buy in April, he can buy in March. So therefore I don't think we should say that this is pre-buying because of emission norms. And if you compare with last year March figures, the growth is reasonable. It is not very high that pre-buying has happened. So the growth is reasonable if you look at all the segments. In fact, in the light and medium duty trucks, there is a sort of negative growth. But of course, heavy duties have grown because they are still away from the earlier peak. So March has been strong, and it was expected to be strong, whether you call it pre-buying or otherwise.
Okay, so March quarter was strong, but we'll also talk about the momentum going forward. But you've also taken a bit of a price hike. Tell us what impact would this have? Will it be better for the margins, or is this a complete pass-through going into the consumers?
Price hike is not only the technology upgradation, it is also the other inflationary cost increases which have to be passed on in the new year. So therefore the price hike is on account of both the things. One is the technological upgradation, the second is also the inflationary pressures.
So while the MHCV segment has been performing well, but there seems to be lack of sales momentum in LCV category. What as per you is holding the demand? How do you expect LCV segment?
If you look at the trends of both these segments, light and medium duty trucks, they are already at a new peak. If you take 3.5 ton to 18 tons, which is light and medium duty, this year it is 118,000 for the industry. And earlier peak was 117,000 in 2018-19. So they are just at the earlier peak of 18-19. However, if you look at heavy duty trucks earlier peak was 295,000 in 18-19, and this year 22-23, this is going to be at around 247,000. Therefore, it is still away from the earlier peak. So heavy duty trucks are growing more, and they are still to reach the earlier peak. Whereas light and medium duty trucks, or even the smaller trucks, they are already at the earlier peak or very near to the earlier peak. Because of that, the growth in light and medium duty looks to be less, and growth in heavy duty looks to be high, because last year the heavy duties were even much lower. So therefore, I would say it is quite normal if you compare with the earlier peak levels. So I would not say it is a slowdown. I would say it's a natural thing, because we are still away from the earlier peak in heavy duties.
Aggarwal, point taken, but a lot of analysts also believe that the full play out of replacement demand picking up hasn't really happened, and we are not seeing it in the industry. What do you feel about that, and is the elevated interest rate having some sort of delay in buying impact as far as demand momentum goes?
No, I think replacement is already happening, and it is going to become more stronger, because if you go deep down, if you drill down into the segment wise within the heavy duty, the tractor trailer segment, that is at all time high. So therefore, a lot of migration is happening from rigid trucks to tractor trailers, and if this is very economical to transport the goods by tractor trailers, it means you will see more and more migration. And if more and more migration has to happen, then more and more replacement has to happen. Therefore, replacement demand is going to remain very, very strong. The other segment which is driving the growth is the construction trucks, which are tippers. Tippers also have grown very handsomely last year, and but they are still away from the earlier peak, whereas the tractor trailers are touching the new peak. So therefore, I would say the next year the demand will be driven by replacements as well as the construction trucks.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time for us. Good to get perspective from you. On that note, we're taking a